Hi, this is David Ezzy. I want to go through the rigging of the new Hydra foil sail. First of all, for choosing the size, you want to go 1 to 2 meters smaller than what you would normally choose to go sailing in those conditions. So, if it's 7-0 wind, you could choose a 5-0, you could choose a 5-5, or you could choose a 6-0. And I want to go through just some of the differences with rigging the Hydra compared to the other sails. One thing is that you'll notice the outhaul range is almost 15 centimeters, which means there's a huge amount of adjustment. And that means also with the downhaul and the outhaul, you'll notice that the downhaul gauge is quite a bit wider. And I want to show you a little trick for figuring out exactly how much extension to use. So when you get to the beach, you see that it's really light wind, so you want to set it for the light wind setting. To know exactly where to set your extension for the wind, because the gauge is so long, the way I find is the easiest. So if it's really light wind, and you want to set the sail to min, take the tack strap, take the 0 line, line it up to min, and then look to the bottom of the pulley to see how far it is. So in this case, it's 14. So I know I would set my extension at 14. If it was really strong wind and I wanted to ride the sail quite flat, then I set the 0 up to max, and you can see that I'm going to need about 20 on my extension. So first we're going to show you the really full setting. So set the downhaul to min, and you're going to still use the tack strap the same way. Tension on the tack strap. When you're putting your boom on, you can't slide it from the bottom because the foot batten sticks out. So you need to put it on from the top. The numbers in the boom cutout are not in the same place as the regular sails. With foiling, you ride your boom a little bit higher, so the boom cutout's been shifted up a bit. We're going for the light wind setting here, so the outhaul you can use the short cord. Remember, when you're setting the sail up for light wind, you can go less than my suggested minimum for the downhaul and the outhaul. You can make it as full as you want, but I'm setting these guidelines that I've tested and kind of like. So you'll go to the short cord, and then you'll outhaul to the end of the boom. Then you'll outhaul to the end of the boom. Now, I want to go over this setting for light wind. The sail is extremely deep. The foot batten is very rotated. There's not a lot of tension on the luff. And this is what you want for super light wind foiling. You'll be surprised how much power you can get out of this sail if you rig it like this. The things with foiling is you want a lot of power initially to get up on the foil. Then once you're on the foil, you don't need as much power because you're sailing with your apparent wind. And your apparent wind also shifts more forward because the wind is so light, you're pretty much just making your own wind. So the reason this sail works well in light wind is it's got a very bulbous draft forward front that allows you to pump and get up on a plane, pulls you forward. Then once you're up, then the luff can deflate because of the 3/4 batten, so the sail actually can flatten to make the sail more controllable. Then when you want to head off the wind, you've got the luff filling up and lots of power. So I suggest experimenting, going out with a smaller sail and rigging it really full for light wind and see how you do. Okay, I'm going to show you how to set it for strong wind, overpowered sailing. So like I showed you before, you can use the tack strap and measure. So I'm going to go 18. So I'm measuring 18 to the bottom of the pulley from the max line. So I'll set my extension to 18. And the nice thing here is I can check and make sure that my extension is in fact 18. And I see that actually it's 19, so I'll be okay. Now I'm going to downhaul to the max line. We just increased the downhaul about 5 centimeters from min to max. I left the clue at the full setting with the light downhaul, and you can see how much more outhaul we're going to need to apply to the sail. So now we're going to set the boom to the longer cord. And we'll outhaul to the end of the boom. With the flat setting, you're riding the sail with more downhaul than you would ride my normal windsurfing sails, and you're riding it with a lot more outhaul too. So it's a very flat sail, which is what you want when you're powered up on the foil.